Hello, hello. For those that are tuning in on the Ether Cosmology YouTube, today we have Lindsay from Tomb of El Lumination. Also, this is going to be live streamed over at ADL and also over at Space Audits. I believe Alan is currently running his intro over at Space Audits at the moment. But yeah, thanks for being here. It's going to be kind of a free-form conversation. I know Shane has some particular questions for Lindsay, and then after we're done here, there's also going to be reading after this. We're going to be going through GuyLab later on for anyone that's interested in that. But yeah, thanks for being here.
Cool.
Great.
No worries.
Thanks everyone. Thanks Toby. Let's whoever's here who wants to put on camera, we should do that. That's cool. And let's see if Rockfin's going yet. I forgot my extra steps there. There we go. Thinking of Mrs. Tribune, man. That extra step is a bitch. All right, we're good. And we got intro running. So, I mean, we don't really have a format. We're just gonna do probably through topics, and we try to ask questions as we want to go. People can chime in pretty much whenever. I only have a few structured questions, but I got a lot of them. I have some of your images to share, just like as a general background. They're so dense and filled with stuff that we can probably use one for a really long time or before we need to change one. Plus, I already hand selected the ones that I want to talk about, so that should be easy. And let's see, share this way. Are you sharing your Discord? Or are you doing virtual cam? All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to turn it off though. It doesn't look proportional on my streaming versus this as well. I should have had it activated on Discord first.
All right. I mean, I'll put the images in the chat too.
You see me?
Yep. Is that your mic or a light? You have a light?
Well, yeah, I thought it might help me at night, but then I didn't realise it just because I used the whiteboard, it just shows a circular glare and covers all my work.
I was like,
Good
that's
for
a
nothing.
nice off-white like floodlight you got there. How's that on your white chalkboard? I was gonna ask.
Yeah. It's the money.
I see. Toby's here. Let's see, how's this running? Shit, Lindsay's live. All right. Well, Lindsay can be live as well.
Oh, I just realized, Lindsay, you're rocking on the browser. Didn't even notice that.
Wait, how do I share media viewer? There we go.
For anyone that's tuning in, bear with us. We're just kind of getting things prepared here to start asking questions, I believe.
All right. I think my stream intro is over. And we have live chat, bringing Discord in, and then we're good to go.
Excellent.
Wait, I'm sharing, so it's been a while since I streamed Discord. I have to pop out everything. I remember now. There we go. All right.
Heck yeah, I'm excited.
Right, yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a nice chat. Well, I mean, I know I've been watching your videos for a while. When I became a flat earther, someone immediately pointed me to your channel when I asked one of the questions that they couldn't answer, but they knew that you had the answer and they couldn't quite articulate it. So they were like, I don't know, watch these two videos, right? So I ended up watching them, and I saw what you had, and I was like, yeah, I feel like I know what's going on, but I didn't. I had no idea. The stars took a long time to understand what was going on, and I took 4 or 5 different people's videos of their take and explanation before it made sense to me. But yours was definitely pivotal towards that process. No,
you need to follow along, a bit before you understand just one video.
Well, I was a pretty anxious flat earther, right? I was like, okay, no, I need to understand it all. They were like, yeah, so
Yeah.
no one has that answer. I'm like, no. What do you mean nobody knows how the sky works? That can't be. When I watch you do your videos, I think I hear you preface it like, not enough flat earthers know about this right here. This right here is important. This is like, part of the head of knowledge. And I'm always laughing at myself, like, yeah, he's right. No, he's one of the only people that I see with this.
You've seen this model. Someone made, a couple of guys from New Zealand made. This is how it works. The center turns, projects an image out to the south all the way around.
Oh,
And
that
the
model, yes.
and the alignment, what religion's all about is these two Milky Ways lining up, the northern hemisphere lining up with the southern hemisphere. He'll get it over there. He gets
Yep.
it over there. I'm not sure if that's the only time you'll get an alignment. And they're lining up anyway. This is the divine alignment, getting the Milky Ways to line up. But basically, this is how the whole sky works. It all comes from the center north, projects out all the way around. You
Right.
could be, South America, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa. You're all getting the rotation. It's going to be slightly more revolved than the previous one.
That right
Depends
there.
on that.
Yeah, that's a
Pretty good, eh?
wonderful, wonderful creation that shows the cogs of the wheel. So if it actually, he made it so that if you spin the middle one, it then drives by gears and teeth all the other wheels around it, and then the proper procession of the equinox approaches. Now, like, he uses 6 outside wheels, but I think the concept that we always use, like, it can be 6, 4, 10, 12, infinite. It doesn't matter. The concept applies equally all across the out.
Yeah.
But that's a wonderful way to illustrate it for sure.
It's infinite because everybody's on a meridian, so he'll have his circular image in the south. But it's not this easy. You can't line up these stars because the southern field expands as you move out. This is why people are finding it hard to align the stars.
Tell me about
these
it.
southern ones are just expanding as you move south. It becomes quite tricky to line northern stars up with the south.
It absolutely is. Now, can you tell that visually from just looking at them that they're longer, elongated, darker, dimmer? Absolutely is.
Sort of.
Now, can
in the
you tell
southern
that?
hemisphere, you know that they're spreading out more.
Right.
It's hard to tell because it's all related to your zenith. We all have the 180 degree dome, 360 degrees around us. That's your image, but it's all relative to the observer. This observer doesn't know that it's expanding as you move south. So it's all related to the observer.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you'd figure things out, but
I mean,
things add up. Lots of little things add up. The fact that Sigma Octan is well, it won't add up to people, but I know it does. That Sigma Octan is a single star, and I know it's a mirrored image of Polaris, and Polaris is a 3-star system. I don't know. It's understanding star rotations, star trail photography, and time lapse, watching the stars, seeing what they do. But it began with me when I was doing star trails of the celestial equator. That's when you get the two curves of each hemisphere, and Orion's belt is in the gap. And taking several shots of the different angles, start from wherever east, and take a few star trail shots over the night. Probably only get about 2 or 3 out. You can see the revolving around the center north, the northern horizon. You just know it's revolving. You just see it revolving, and it all makes sense when you add it up to a lot of other things.
It kind of makes sense intuitively, but I didn't even know what a star trail was, or had ever even looked at the sky for more than what it was as a background before I became a flat earther. Right, but as soon as I became a flat earther, they were like, "Okay, but yeah, Earth's flat and star trails." You're like, star Star what? Like they figure out like, oh, perfect circle. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm like, no. Let me tell you what it is. Like the significance of that.
Well,
And then
we
quickly,
first all come to realise the central. Everyone talked about the tree of life, the central tree in the centre, the Mount Marua, whatever you want to call it, central vortex. I mean, they're just saying it on the. Even the news is talking about the Arctic vortex creating this and meteorology, the wind, blah, blah, blah. And there's the vortex there. It's obvious. The vortex, and it's described in the Bible as the four winds. And they come together through convection to spin this vortex at the centre. And that all comes about from the ice in the Arctic and the warmth in the tropics and the ice at the other end, the Antarctic. So it's always been an ice at each end and the warmth in the middle. When they tell you the whole world was covered in ice, it's just total BS because the whole system wouldn't work. What's going to move the magnetic field? Because the magnetic field is in the wind. There would be no wind because it's all cold. All wind. You have to have the cold at each end and the warmth in the middle. There's no worldwide flood either. That's a joke. Everything
Really?
comes up out of the water. It's recycling. Earth recycles all the time. It's up and down, in and out of the water over millions of years. And
no great
you've
flood,
got
huh?
the Buford Gaia. What's turning the central rotation stars? How come that's going anti-clockwise? But you look downward onto the ground, there's the Buford Gaia going the opposite direction, which means it's the same spin. It's all the centre Arctic.
So definitely a vortex. You gotta get onto the vortex in the center of the Earth theory. That's unavoidable with the measurements that we have for interferometry. The way that we know the system works is there's definitely a measurable motion of the driver of motion. There is motion to be measured and seen that we watch the sky move. So the vortex drives the motion, and interferometry measures the vortex.
Yeah. So once you understand the vortex, something gets you onto the fact everything's mirrored because all this ancient text is always talking about mirrors, this, mirrors that. There's a mirror effect somewhere. You'll think, well, hang on, maybe the southern field's mirrored. So you start looking into it, and then hello. Like the example is Orion's belt. And you look at Sirius and Rigel. They are the only two stars with Orion's belt. Yet we look up in the sky and we see the four: Sirius, Rigel, Aldebaran, and Betelgeuse. But you're seeing Aldebaran and Betelgeuse in the other hemisphere because it's on the other side of Orion's belt. Orion's belt signifies the centre between the two hemisphere rotations. You've got, Sirius and Regal up this side of the belt on my southern top side, looking from the south, and I can see in the northern hemisphere there's Betelgeuse and Aldebaran. And you see it the other way around. At the end of the day, it's just the two stars mirrored into the other hemisphere.
Okay,
it's a no-brainer, that one.
Hold on. There's a mirror on the reverse side for the O'Brien. So if I'm looking, let's see, where am I? If I'm looking southwest, where would I find the appropriate mirror for them?
You can just look straight wherever Orion's belt is. Just look at Orion's belt.
Okay.
And I only can measure it from that. I have to go left hand. That's it. Just go with your left hand. You take your left hand up, and so Orion's belt, the bottom three fingers, there's Sirius and Rigel. With my right hand, it's Orion's belt. They pass it through like this. Go through like this on Star Trail, but you'll only be seeing three stars in a line. In Star Trail, you see it like this, zooming across the sky, and there's Sirius and Rigel. This isn't looking from the southern hemisphere, but you'd use this hand, the left hand, and you'd be looking south, and it'll be moving west like this. Remember, the Orion's belt is the divider between my hemisphere and there's yours.
Right.
That just gets mirrored down to here, but it's spun in that mirror effect. That becomes down here, and that comes below that becomes below the belt. And that one goes over there.
So
over there. You know what I mean?
That was the first one I looked at for a hopeful parallel and some symmetry, and I couldn't figure out where to look. The thing is, even if you know where to look, to find the proper time and then to find the proper spin, because you're going to take a slice of a gear in the sky at a particular junction and then swing it around